Hey, fourth graders, happy Tuesday. You're at home, I know, on today on an e-learning day. Hope you guys are working hard to get all your things done as you move forward through your day. We're looking at just one quick problem you're going to solve today in math, but we wanted to take a minute and review kind of what those skills are you need to know for multiplying larger equations that we've talked about over the last few days. So here in a second, you're going to see me go off camera. I'm actually going to walk over to my Promethean board so I can write down. I'm going to show you just a couple examples of how to solve those problems and some of the strategies we've talked about. And then we'll send you on your way to work on the problem on your own and be able to explain your solution. So first, we're going to look at the problem 12 times 6. And so a lot of the times when we find these larger multiplication problems, it's hard for us. It's not a fact we know. Not many of us know 12 times 6, and it may be hard for us to count by 12s or 6s. So the other day, we talked about making a large array to help us solve this problem. And if you remember, when we had that lesson, we talked about not making an array where we actually draw in all the dots. We could do that, but that's going to take us a lot of time. We talked about making an array that we can kind of just model 12 times 6. So I'm going to draw that array, and this side is going to be 12 over here, and this side is going to be 6 to signify or to show 12 times 6. Now, I have a choice. I can break apart really either of these numbers. It's up to you, whatever strategy fits your needs best, whatever you think is the easiest. I'm going to show you the way I personally think this is easiest, and I'm going to show you one other way that I've seen someone do this problem. The first way I'm going to do is I'm going to break up 12 into the 10s and the 1s. And so I know there's 1, 10, and 12. So I'm going to put a 10 right here to show this top section's 10. And then a 2 down here, this little bottom section is 2. And so when I do 10 and 2 together, I get 12, right? And so the number that didn't change is 6. So I'm going to multiply each of those numbers, my 10 and my 2, by 6 in the array. So I'm going to do 10 times 6 equals 60. And then I'm going to do 2 times 6 equals 12, because those are both facts that were easy for me to solve. Now, if I was to do this as an actual array, I would have 6 in a row, and I would have 10 rows of 6 in that section with 10, and I would have 2 rows of 6 in that section with 2. So I've gotten these partial products, both smaller products, or products when we multiply two numbers together, two factors together. So I have two partial products that I'm going to add together to get that entire product for 12 times 6. So now I'm just going to take 60 plus 12, 0 plus 2 1s is 2, 6 10s plus 1 10s is 7 10s or 70, and I get my answer of 72. All right, that's just one way I could do it. I could actually do that probably without drawing the whole array. I could just say I know that 12 equals 10 plus 2. And then I know I'm going to do each of those 10 and 2 times 6. And I could show 10 times 6 equals 60 and 2 times 6 equals 12 and add them. A lot of us, it helps us to draw the visual with the array. I noticed that with my class a lot last week when we did this on Thursday, that visual helped. So feel free to draw the array if you feel like you need to do that. Another way I've seen someone break apart the same problem is they split the 12 a different way. So I'll show you that array. You can bring up that array again, where they drew that same array and they had 12 and 6. And then they split the 12 in half. So they did it 6 and 6. So when they draw that line through the middle, they're equal. You have 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom. And then you do 6 times 6 equals 36 on the top. And then, sorry, my phone's ringing. And then you do 6 times 6 on the bottom. Sorry about my phone, y'all. Equals 36. And then I'm going to take those two and add them together to get my product. So I'm going to do 36 plus 36 and add those together. So I have 6 plus 6 is 12. My 2 1s go on the bottom. My 10 go on the top. And I have 72. Just like I did it before with, I split the 12 into 10 and 2.
It's actually
On this time, I split it into 6 and 6. And that equals 36 plus 36. And I get 72. All right, so that's one example. We're going to go through one more before we send you guys off to work on your own. All right, so our next one is 14 times 7. So on this one, I'm going to draw that same style array. And on this one, I'm going to have a 7 on the top, and I'm going to have a 14 over on this side. And again, I can split which number I want to split. That's easier. But again, 10 is a really friendly number. So I'm going to split that 14 into 10 and 4, right? And I'm going to draw that little split at the bottom. If I add my 10 and my 4 together right here, it's going to add up to that 14. So I'm going to get those same partial products by decomposing that 14 into 10 and 4. So now on the top, I'm going to do 10 times 7. I'm multiplying by 7 because that's the number in my array that didn't change. I would be like drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all the way across 10 times in this section, 10 rows of 7. 10 times 7 is going to give me 70. All right, then I'm going to go to my bottom. Hopefully we recognize we need to do 4 times 7, and that equals 28. And now I'm going to take that 70 and that 28, and I'm going to add those together. 70 plus 28, and I'm going to get 98 for my answer, for my product, for the whole problem, right? Another way you could think about splitting that is 7 and 7, just like we did 6 and 6 with the last one. That doesn't make quite as much sense because 7 times 7 is a math fact a lot of us probably don't know yet. But again, you can decompose these numbers however you would like. You just need to make it sure it's something that you know how to solve, right? The point of doing it is to save us time and give us facts that we know or we're familiar with. So when you go off and work today, your job is going to be one problem on Canvas, 18 times 7. So you're going to go just like you would have during virtual learning. You're going to go to Tuesday. You're going to click on math, and your 18 times 7 problem is on Canvas. You're going to solve that problem for part number 1, and number 2, you're going to explain that solution. All right. After you've solved that, you can go on and do one Dreambox lesson. All right. That's your only job today, solving 18 times 7 and explaining it, and then doing one Dreambox lesson. All right. Thank you guys for working hard today. I know it's hard to go back to a day where we're on a computer after we've been back in person. We appreciate you guys doing your best to work hard. Thanks, guys, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.